Good evening and welcome to Virtual Take Root. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight in support of the Sycamore Education Foundation and Sycamore Community School District 427. I'm Lauren Holtz, the Executive Director for the Foundation.
And I'm Todd Madden, Treasurer for the Sycamore Education Foundation and Take Root Committee member.
I'm Eric Beletsky, past board member for the Sycamore Education Foundation and current Take Root Committee member.
Tonight's Take Root looks just a little bit different than it has in the years past. Usually we would be out at Dayton Farms with about 300 of our closest friends, but unfortunately with the pandemic taking place, it just wasn't possible this year. So our planning committee put our heads together to come up with a whole new virtual Take Root. We hosted a pickup dinner earlier tonight where we served over 450 meals.
And thank you to everyone who purchased tickets and our wonderful volunteers. And a special shout out for the FFA students who every year support the SEF in an amazing way and jumped in to help our meal pickup and run smoothly. The Sycamore Education Foundation is proud to be an original funding partner of SpartanTV, and we're so fortunate to be here live as guests in the SpartanTV studio. We've got a fun evening planned here with some performances from local bands and Sycamore students, a couple of surprise guest appearances, and interviews with our 2020 Sycamore High School Distinguished Alumni. So stay tuned. And don't forget to check out the online silent auction going on now by visiting www.takerootlive. Bidding ends at 10 p.m.
Before we kick off the night, I just want to give a huge thank you to our sponsors. Without their support, this event would not be possible. Our presenting sponsor tonight is Ideal Industries. Our corporate sponsors are Brian Bemis Automotive Group, Country Financial Mike Shipley, Shelley's Gaming and Lounge. Our supporting sponsors are American Realty, Banner Up Signs, Charlie's Video Gaming, Crum Halstead Agency Inc., Curtis Barcinko Orthodontics, Dayton Farms, JRH Construction Corp., Office Hours, Resource Bank, Sauber Manufacturing Company, Swedberg Electric, the Law Office of Riley N. Onken PC, and the Suter Company. And now a brief word from our presenting sponsor.
Hi. My name is Doug Sanford with Ideal Industries. At Ideal, we design and manufacture products for the professional trades, like wire connectors, hand tools, lighting systems, and charging systems. We are very excited to take part in tonight's event. The Sycamore Education Foundation and the Sycamore school systems are critical to our community as they develop the next generation talent and leaders for our future. We hope you enjoy tonight, and go Spartans.
Good evening. I'm Thomas Franks, principal of North Elementary School. Thank you for tuning in tonight to the virtual Take Root event in support of the Sycamore Education Foundation and the Sycamore School District. Because of generous donors like you, our school has benefited over the years from the Spartans Read Together program, flexible seating for our classrooms, and most recently from our library reshelving project that has benefited for our whole school library. Thank you for your support for these creative ideas from our teachers, and most importantly, for making these innovative ideas come alive for our students. We are grateful for all that you do. Enjoy tonight's program. Make today a great day. Go Spartans, and shine bright, North Stars.
Thank you to North Elementary School Principal Thomas Franks for that shout out. I'd now like to welcome our first guest this evening. It's Mr. Steve Wilder, who is the new superintendent for Sycamore Community School District 427. Mr. Wilder, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Yeah, it's a real pleasure to be here tonight. I know the circumstances are a little bit different, but glad to be here and to take part in Take Root.
Absolutely, and thank you for volunteering tonight with our pickup dinners. We so appreciated that.
Yeah, I had to take the gloves off and my hairnet and everything else, but it was great to be part of that as well and to have a chance to interact with people when they came up to pick meals.
Absolutely. So just to dive in, since starting your new role in July, can you give us an update on how things have been going so far?
Well, as everybody knows, it's been really challenging, unfortunately. You know, the circumstances with the pandemic and everything that surrounds that has made things a little bit more difficult. But I'm really proud of the way that the staff and the community, the students and parents and everybody, how everybody has pulled together. We started remote learning 2 weeks ago, got 2 weeks in, and I think everything is going about as well as can be expected. Certainly some bumps in the road and some challenges, but Every day is a day of progress. Teachers are learning a little bit more, students are learning a little bit more, and most importantly, every day to me is a step closer to bringing students back in the classroom. So that's one of the things that I'm really looking forward to.
That's great to hear that. So when you decided to take on this position within the Sycamore community, what excited you most about coming here?
You know, the interview process was perfect. The way that the board planned it out and the way that they involved candidates in getting an opportunity to be involved in the community a little bit, to drive around and to just see the community, not just the school district. And one of the things that impressed me was just the kind of the climate and the atmosphere in the community. Everywhere we went, people were friendly. It really seemed like home. So we were sold on the community right away. And then the more I learned about the school district and the reputation for excellence that the school district has, I knew that I wanted to be part of it. So, you know, we were just impressed from day one, and very fortunate to be here.
Awesome. Well, we're happy to have you. So when you think about the partnership between the Sycamore Education Foundation and the district, why do you feel it's so crucial to have a foundation within the district?
Yeah, you know, this was one of the selling points of the position is the fact that there was an education foundation that supported the school district and provided some of the things that unfortunately the school budget isn't always able to support. So it's one of the dreams that I've had in other positions, trying to find ways to support the school district and the students and get some of those extras. And the role that the foundation plays is just unbelievable. To have a group that comes together, that reaches out to businesses and individuals in the community, kind of tells the school district's story a little bit, but then also gets people involved in raising funds, again, to provide some of those extra things for the students and the staff in the school district. So I think the role of the Sycamore Education Foundation is absolutely critical to what we do.
So with that being said, why should someone then consider making a donation to the Sycamore Education Foundation, maybe tonight?
Well, one perfect example is the mobile hotspots that we need right now to provide opportunities for students who may not have reliable internet access at home. Many people may not know that the Education Foundation is partnering with the public library here to submit a grant to fund getting the hotspots through the library. So some of those would be available through the library, some of those would be available through the school district. But that's a perfect example of how the Education Foundation supports the mission and the activities that we have in the school district. And that's just one example. Again, I'm new to the school district. That's one clear example that I can provide. But I know examples like SpartanTV. These are things that make Sycamore separate and distinct and excellent to everybody that looks at our community and looks at our school district. So when you have opportunities like this, you want to try to raise the funds to do that, and that's one of the things that the Education Foundation does that we're very thankful for.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for stopping by tonight. I so appreciate your time, and again, thank you for being a volunteer as we served those pickup dinners too. With your support and the support of the community, the Sycamore Education Foundation is able to fund educational programs throughout our schools. Last year alone, we were able to provide over $35,000 in grant funding to support teachers and students. This next video will highlight just one of those grants that was made possible by SEF donors.
Hi, I'm Lee Zucker,
Hi, I'm Marianne Nealing.
and we're the special education teachers for the high school ABLE program.
Thank you for tuning in to tonight's Take Root event.
This is the largest fundraising event for Sycamore Education Foundation, and this event helps fund grants throughout our schools that benefit teachers and students. Last year, we were lucky enough to receive a very large grant from the SEF to make over our classroom.
So one of the first things that we were able to do was fill our beanbag chairs. We got fill for 3 of our chairs, and now we have a place for students to sit in our sensory room.
Another thing that we got were these desks, and they're fabulous for our program because they are wheelchair accessible, they're adjustable, and they can go together in groups of 1, 2, 3, up to as many as we have in the room, which is 16. So.
We also were lucky enough to get some chairs to allow students the ability to sit in comfortable chairs, along with some flexible seating where we got a rolling ball chair and a stationary ball chair for students to be able to sit in while they're in the classroom.
Our entire sensory room got a makeover, from paint to things for the walls.
We also got a weighted blanket for our sensory room for our students to help with their emotional regulation. Thank you to everyone who supported the SEF and made all of this possible. Our students and our staff, especially us, really appreciate it.
Thanks SEF!
And thank you so much for that video. It's always nice to see the grants in action and see that the donations made from the community are being put into a great use. So now I get the fun of introducing some music. Every year at Take Root, we usually have a band. So this year we got several bands together from the local area to record some tunes. So we're gonna get the party started. And I'd like to introduce a local favorite of mine, Matthew Music. We hope you enjoy the music.
Hey everybody, thanks for being here. We're so excited to be part of the Sycamore Education Foundation. Virtually taking root, I'm introducing our band. This is Craig Matthew on keyboards and vocals, Jim Kibitz on drums, and Phil Eubanks on guitar.
Well, that's a guitar.
On the guitar and vocals. Thanks for having us.
It's another tequila sunrise, rolling slow across the sky. She said goodbye. He was just a hired hand, working on the dreams he planned to try. Days go by, every night when the sun goes down, just another lonely boy in town. She's out running round. She wasn't just another woman, and I couldn't keep from coming on. It's been so long. Lord, and it's a hollow feeling when it comes down to leaving friends that never end. Take another shot of courage. Wonder why the right words never come. You just get numb. It's another tequila sunrise, and this old world still looks the same. Another frame. Oh yeah.
with my woman, she's got great big feet. Not only lanky, but oh, ain't she sweet? But she's my woman, and I love her just the same. Well, I'm crazy about that woman, and Caledonia is her name. Caledonia, Caledonia, what made your big head so hard? I love her. Oh, I love her just the same. Well, I'm crazy about that woman. Caledonia is her name. All right, Phil. Woman, she's got great big feet. Not only lanky, but oh, ain't she sweet? But she's my woman, and I love her just the same. Well, I'm crazy about that woman, and Caledonia is her name. Caledonia, Caledonia, what makes your big head so hard? I love her. I love her just the same. Well, I'm crazy about that woman. Caledonia is her name. Well, I'm crazy about that woman, and Caledonia is her name. Oh, yeah, Caledonia. Thank you.
I've been throwing horseshoes over my left shoulder. I've spent all my life searching for that four-leaf clover. You ran with me after all my rainbows, and I love you too. That's the way love goes. That's the way love goes, baby. That's the music God made for all the world to sing. It never changes, grows and grows. Losing makes me sorry. You say, honey, don't quit, 'cause I love you too. That's the way love goes. I've been throwing horseshoes over my left shoulder. I spent all my life searching for that four-leaf clover. You ran with me After all my rainbows, and I love you too. That's the way love goes. That's the way love goes, baby. That's the music God made for all the world to sing. It never changes, it grows and grows. Losing makes me sorry. You say, honey, don't worry, 'cause I love you too. That's the way love goes.
Everyone out there in virtual, give it up for Matthew Music. Those are some great guys. They play out a lot, and we couldn't have had a better time doing that recording. Now we're going to go ahead and toss it over to North Grove Elementary Principal, Mr. Ryan Janish.
Good evening. My name is Ryan Janish, and I'm the principal at North Grove Elementary School here in Sycamore. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for coming out tonight and supporting the Sycamore Education Foundation at our virtual Take Root event. I thought it would be fitting to only come to you live from my virtual office and my actual office, and just say thank you for the support at the start of this school year. The Sycamore Education Foundation has been a huge support for our district for many years, whether it be technology implementation, which we're using this year more than ever, or whether it be our community gardens outside of our building. We've been able to come to the Sycamore Education Foundation. We've been able to ask them for support for creative ideas and initiatives, and they have been there to support us. So it's only through events like this and through the support of our community that we are actually able to take these ideas and put them into action. So thank you to everyone who supported SEF over the years. Thank you to the SEF. Special thank you to all of our parents, teachers, and students for working so hard at the start of this virtual learning. And hopefully we get to see all of our students again soon. Thanks again, and enjoy the rest of the night. Go Spartans.
Thanks, Ryan. I'd like to welcome our next guest this evening, Mayor Kurt Lang. Thanks for being here tonight in support of Sycamore Education.
Thank you.
Do you have anything to share about what's the latest happenings in Sycamore?
Well, I do. I'm lucky I saw the questions beforehand, so I'm kind of a little prepared. Our city is in very good shape. I think everyone has noticed we have a lot of road work going on, repaving the downtown area, the streets there, and as well as out in the community. We've been very fortunate with the COVID-19 problem that's affecting our nation, that our city staff has been very well protected. Safety is a huge thing for us in the city, as well as the citizens. So I think from a health and safety point of view, we're doing very well, and the future looks hopefully bright, and we can get past this whole thing. We have some of the businesses downtown that are struggling a little bit, but you know, we need to shop local and support those folks so they can keep going and be there when we're all said and done. I hope everyone has noticed the hanging baskets. So, you know, we have the saying, life offers more in Sycamore.
Yes.
And the beautification of the baskets, we're going to work on trees, some of the dead trees downtown. So hopefully we can have a great spring or fall and planting for the year coming up.
Absolutely. We love the hanging basket flowers. Those are great. What are you looking forward to in Sycamore this year?
Well, I hope we're looking forward to getting past the COVID
Yes.
thing. You know, we have a lot of businesses that are, like I mentioned, are kind of stressed. So we're looking forward to a new year, a new leaf, and we're very fortunate that our sales taxes have kept up well. So I don't think our city services are going to be affected a lot. You know, we don't plan on laying off anyone. So our economic health in Sycamore is, I would say, pretty healthy compared to some of the other surrounding areas. So we look forward to just more of the same, you know, and having life continue to offer more.
Absolutely. And you and your wife have been longtime supporters of SEF. Why do you love supporting our schools?
Well, that very reason. We were talking earlier, and as I look around at the business owners and the people that are making our community great, a lot of those are Sycamore students. Graduates, our police and fire, our council members, a lot of the guys at the school district, they're all graduates from Sycamore. So I think we can say that Sycamore schools have produced people that continue to contribute to make our city and our town a very safe and healthy place.
Great. It's very true. Anything you'd like to say to our students and educators as they enter their third week of this school year?
Well, I hope the only thing I thought about, like I say, I had this question earlier, is preparation for the future is a big thing. And the school district prepares our citizens, our youth, to be leaders. And I hope everyone can, staff and students can be good students, and they can graduate with the attitude of contributing to the community where they live, as well as to their families that they're going to have. I was mentioning earlier that the ownership of many of our businesses are locally owned or run by Sycamore graduates. So I think that says volumes about the quality of the school, and why Karen and I really support SEF. We have through many years, and we can plan to continue to do so.
Yeah, well, we appreciate your support, and hope it continues. As you know, this year's first inductee into the Sycamore High School Distinguished Alumni is your predecessor, Mr. Ken Mundy. If Ken were here today, how do you think he would feel receiving this honor?
Ken had this saying that he always said, the Sycamore way, and he really lived the Sycamore way. He was a public servant for almost 40 years in public service, so he was a great example, and I know he would be so honored to receive this. He loved Sycamore. As you all know, he dressed Sycamore, talked Sycamore, bled Sycamore.
Yep.
So he was really a great example, and it was one of my goals is to try and just follow his lead. So it's a great honor. I know his wife Juanita would just be tickled. She probably is aware of this as well.
Yes, absolutely. Mary Lang, thanks so much for joining us tonight, and have a great rest of your night.
Thank you.
Mr. Kenneth Charles Mundy from the class of 1964 passed away in December 2019. Mrs. Lauren Holtz had the opportunity to speak with 3 individuals about his legacy in Sycamore.
A lot of people think mayor and they get a little intimidated, and he just was as real as that comes.
He was fun. He was fun to be around. He was a good influence to be around.
He loved everything about Sycamore. He did his best to make everybody else love it too.
Thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you so much for nominating him. You wrote up a beautiful nomination, so just tell us a little bit. How did you meet Mr. Mundy?
Well, Ken and I probably met at Sunday school, and so we grew up together.
He was the youngest of 3 siblings. His father was a carpenter, worked for Wurlitzer, and so he taught Ken some woodworking things, and that's the kind of thing they did together when Ken was small.
We were together, as I said, in church. We were together in school. We were together in the neighborhood, and in those days, the entire community was our neighborhood, really.
He was just an average student, but even an average student learns from special teachers, things that last them through their whole lives. And that's what he did. He loved Sycamore School.
Why don't you share with us how you and Ken met?
We don't tell too many people the story, but now it'll really get out, won't it? We met at the corner of 4th and Lincoln Highway one evening on July 2nd, 1966. No, I didn't know him before that weekend in July. So that was fate, where we were supposed to be. And I was with a friend and walking, and he was with a friend in his car, and we all stopped to talk to the town constable on that corner. And he was just going into the Navy, and we saw each other several times before he left for the Navy. And I went back to school, and he went back to the Navy, and then we got married in March of 1967.
I met Ken Mundy when I started with the city of Sycamore as an intern. From day one, when I first met Ken as a young graduate student, he would always encourage me to try new things. If I failed, he was one of the first people that were there to pick me up. And I had that support network from Ken, but it wasn't just a resource. It was someone who believed in me, probably more so than I believed in myself.
So how long did Mr. Mundy then work for the city of Sycamore?
He started with the Sycamore Public Library, which is a component unit of the city. He was the treasurer there from 1972 until he became city treasurer, an elected position in 1982, where he served for 24 years as treasurer before becoming the mayor of Sycamore. After he retired as mayor, he actually served 2 years on our Fire and Police Commission as well. So all total, he had about 48 years with the city of Sycamore.
He always said that you have to love what you're doing. So if you start a career and you're not in love with your career, something else is out there for you. But there's a place for everyone, and there's a place for everyone to be happy with what they do.
I think he'd be really proud of the fact of how he lived his life as an example for others. He would hope to inspire the next Ken Mundy, or the next 18-year-old student who's graduating in this year, and move the ball forward and essentially challenge them to do what he did.
What will you remember most about Ken?
It's been said, if you want to get something done, ask someone who's really busy. And Ken was always busy, but never too busy. He was always there for a broad range, not just friends, but a broad range of people.
He was supportive of really everyone, whether it was someone here at the city. It didn't really matter where he was or where they were. He had a passion for people and a passion for the city of Sycamore.
I think most of us want to help, and we always feel better when we're helping someone else, even though I don't understand why we don't do it more often, but we don't. But Ken, that was a part of his life. That's who he was. And that's what I will always remember most about him.
Ken was about as authentic of a person as you'd come across. And that's something that I think is a quality that made him special. He was who he was. He was proud of who he was. He was proud of the great city of Sycamore. He was proud of his country. He was someone who was just very genuine and very authentic. And I think those are qualities that really separate him from many people who are worried about what others may think, or trying to do what they should do rather than do what's right. And Ken definitely was a genuine person, and definitely a model for a distinguished alumni.
If Ken were with us today, what would the Sycamore High School Distinguished Alumni Award mean to him?
No matter what award he received or honor that he would receive, it was just, somebody else helped him get there.
He wasn't one to want to take credit. He recognized that if the team succeeds, the community succeeds. And that was really a point of emphasis for him.
Every award was meaningful to him as part of not the acknowledgement, but the coming together in some sort of finality of his life of service. So this award would have meant a great deal to him.
He was so devoted to the people and the businesses, the schools and everything in Sycamore. This was his family. And I'm not going to get through this well. But he loved everything about Sycamore. He did his best to make everybody else love it too. The fact that people would come to him in his office to see, is this a good place to move here, to belong to? He was always so positive about what was going on here in Sycamore and being a part of it.
The world would be a much better place if we had more Kenneth Charles Mondays in it. And I miss him so much. But at the same time, it's like he's still here. That's the influence that he had upon my life. That's the influence he had upon many lives. And that's the influence he had upon this community of Sycamore, Illinois as well.
Wow, that was a touching tribute for Ken. I feel like Ken just a one-of-a-kind guy, and I do think that Sycamore would be great to have a lot more Kens in this town. Our next performance of the evening will feature one of our very own hosts. Let's hear it for the Company Men.
All right, hi, we're Company Men from Sycamore. We're proud to be here tonight supporting the Sycamore Education Foundation and the virtual take route. We're going to play a couple numbers for you here. So thank you for coming, tuning in, and supporting education.
Someday, saved by zero, I'll be more together, stretched by fewer thoughts that leave me chasing after my dream songs me loaded with danger. Maybe I will win, saved by zero. Maybe I will win, saved by zero. Holding on to words that teach me I will conquer space around me. Yeah. Maybe I will win, saved by zero. Maybe I will win, saved by zero. Maybe I'll win, yeah, saved by zero. Saved by zero. Maybe I will win, saved by zero. Saved by zero. I have no walls surrounding me. I have no roadblocks bounding me. I have no walls surrounding me. I have no roadblocks found in me. Maybe I will win, saved by zero. 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 Saved by zero.
company men once again, and we're going to try a Prince tune called Take Me With You.
You're sure perfection. Thank you. Drive me crazy, drive me all night. Just don't break up the connection. I don't care where we go. I don't care what we do. I don't care, pretty baby. Just take me with you. I don't care where we go. I don't care what we do. I don't care, pretty baby. Just take me with you. Just take me with you. Honey, take me with you. Honey, take me with you. Ooh, ooh.
All right, company men, once again, we're going to do you another little number, and we're here in support of Education Foundation and supporting Sycamore in our schools. So thanks for tuning in. Give a little contribution and support your local music. All right, a little number by the Steelers Wheel. much. Thank you very much. And have a good day.
Thanks for that performance, company men. I got my Sharpie here, and soon I'll be getting an autograph from Eric. Now, let's toss it over to West Elementary School Principal Ryan Schrader for a quick message.
How you doing? My name is Ryan Schrader, principal at West Elementary School. I wanted to take this opportunity to welcome you to the virtual Take Root, and thank you to the SEF for all that they do for us. And thank you to the community for all the donations that we're able to do all the things that we do here at Sycamore Community School District. At West Elementary School last year, we wrote an SEF grant and received money for our STEM and Makerspace lab. We are super excited to get that started and up and running for our kids here at West Elementary School. Thank you to the SEF for all that they do and everything that they provide for all of our students in the Sycamore School District. As always, go Spartans and go Wildcats.
Thanks for all the work you do at West School, Ryan. Next up, we're featuring a fun Bob Ross style segment with Mr. Joe McCormick from the Sycamore High School Art Department. He'll be walking us through the process of creating a beautiful piece of art, which will be available in tonight's silent auction. We'll check in with him in a couple times tonight.
Well, welcome friends to another episode of The Joy of Painting. This episode is sponsored by the Sycamore Education Foundation. I'm your host, Joe Bob Ross McCormick, and today we're going to do a pleasant little painting of mountains. To start with, I have my standard 18 by 22 frame, and we've put a small coat of liquid white on. That allows all the colors to blend nice and easy. We're going to start with our beautiful sky here. I'm going to grab myself nice sky blue, load up that brush. We're just going to do X's back and forth. Nice and easy. X marks a spot from one side of the canvas to the other. As we go down the canvas, you could already see the liquid white blending with the blues. And we get lighter and lighter as we come down to the horizon, just as the sky looks. So just a series of X's coming down. Don't worry about different lines or white spotches. Just making X's. There we go. Now we just gently breeze back and forth. 3 hairs and some air. There we go. Give our brush a little wash with some odorless paint thinner. And the best part of this, beat the devil out of that old guy. Now we're going to grab a little bit of darker blue, mix it with that sky blue. Let's add just a touch of green. A little bit more here. And now we're going to come down here and we're going to pull. Pull from the edge to the middle. Don't start here, because then you get this nasty looking line and that's hard to blend. We just want to pull from the edge of the canvas to the middle. And then come here. Do the same thing. We're going to leave this middle white. That's going to be our reflection. Nice and easy. Nice and smooth. You could already see this could be a nice, calm mountain lake. Crisp, clean. There we go. Alrighty, friends, we've blended our nice sea lake now. And I think it's time for some happy clouds. We're going to take our fan brush. We're going to load up that titanium white, nice and thick, because a thick paint will always go on top of a thin paint. And we need some clouds here, so we're just going to do some little circle motions. Just like right about here is a nice place for a cloud. Load up that brush. And you can make that cloud any shape you like, because this is your world and you're in charge. Just some simple circles. Let's have him go right off the page. There we go. Maybe up in this corner too. He's a big cloud. But I think he needs a friend. So let's give this happy cloud a little friend way back here in the distance. Maybe a little smaller to give ourselves some depth. Again, just some circles with that fan brush. There we go. And who knows, maybe even a third cloud right here or whatever. There's nothing wrong with as many clouds as you like. We don't have mistakes, just happy accidents. There we go. Now I'm going to take my 1-inch brush. I'm just going to lightly soften this, ever so gently. 3 hairs and some air. Just, again, circle motions, nice and smooth. Maybe just a little whoof. There we go. Alrighty, friends. We're going to take a short break and we're going to come back and do some mountains. See you in a few.
Wow, I sure wish I knew how to paint. And I can't wait to see how it turns out. But now, let's hear a brief word from Miss Christy Crawford, Southeast Elementary School Principal.
Good evening. I'm Christy Crawford, Principal at Southeast Elementary. Thanks for tuning in tonight for virtual Take Root in support of the Sycamore Education Foundation and Sycamore School District 427. We appreciate the SEF so much, as last year they gave us a ton of books for every reading level and also some flexible seating for our classrooms. So please do your best to help support them this evening. I hope you enjoy tonight's program, and go Spartans!
Thank you, Christy, and thank you, as always, and to all the principals for everything you do for the students in the district. So I'd like to now welcome a good friend of mine, Kara Jovanovich, Sycamore Music Boosters President. Kara, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me. I feel a real sense of honor. Thank you.
Oh, well, our pleasure. Right.
Oh, no. My pleasure.
Indeed. No. So tell us a little bit about Music Boosters, maybe a little history, and just how are things going in general right now?
Okay. So Music Boosters is our parent organization. It's a completely volunteer organization for Sycamore schools. So we as parents get together and try and find ways to make sure that there's funding for instruments, equipment, uniforms, and experiences for the kids beyond what the district is able to provide. So basically, we're really integral in making sure that these kids have above and beyond experiences, the most up-to-date instruments, and also as parents, it's really important that we get involved in our kids' passions and the things that are making them more well-rounded students, which to me, music is so integral for their evolvement as people. So yeah, we're great. My predecessors, the parents that came before me, have been incredible. They set up Autumn Craft and Treasures Market, which is our biggest fundraiser. They set up a Note to Remember, which is our Valentine's adult fundraiser in February. So I'm just so lucky that I'm coming into an organization that has been incredibly well organized by other volunteers before me.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I've always loved the Music Booster events, the Note to Remember, the craft fair, which leads us to, unfortunately, because of the pandemic that's going on right now, what challenges are the Music Boosters facing this year?
Yes, we are facing fundraising challenges, like other organizations. So we're trying to be creative. We're trying to be positive. Always trying to figure out ways that we can support the kids and make sure that our two biggest fundraisers really don't put us behind. And there's things that are happening this year that we really need to support the teachers with all this kind of advancement and involvement through technology. So we want to make sure as parents that we're getting out there and being creative in our fundraising efforts to just make sure that the teachers have everything they need to support those kids.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it is challenging right now
Yeah.
for all the nonprofits, for all the boosters.
That's right.
So it's kind of, I really love having you here tonight to kind of show that, you know, here in Sycamore, we're all pulling on the same rope.
That's right.
Everything the SEF does, everything the Music Boosters does, it's all going back to enriching the kids.
That's right. And yeah, and Sports Boosters too. Like Sports Boosters was so great. They we bought these masks from them, and so this is one of the fundraisers that we're doing right now as Music Boosters. Is the amazing Tim and Bob helped us make these, and so we have our specific Sycamore mask is the beat goes on to have a little bit of a music flair. So.
Right. And it looks great on you. Yes.
There you
Well
go. I like
played.
that. Yeah.
Ooh.
Are you getting this? But anyway, so it's so true. We are so lucky in this community that we have incredible parents, supportive industry, and people in this town that really believe in music. We have Kishwaukee Symphony, we have NIU, we have so many outside sources that we just really need to keep pulling on to make sure that we're giving these kids incredible opportunities because it's right at our doorstep. We're so lucky, honestly.
It's fantastic. As a parent with both of my kids having gone through the district and impacted by music, I can't thank you enough for the work you guys do. Is there any advice for anyone who wants to support Music Boosters right now?
Absolutely, thank you. So right now, as our board members are continuing to get creative on how we can kind of put ourselves out there, we are updating our website, but right now you can go to sycamoremusicboosters.com, and then you can link through our other sites, Twitter, Facebook, things like that. And basically our biggest fundraiser now is going to be our mattress fundraiser the same weekend as Pumpkin Fest, so October 24th. So please don't buy any mattresses for that.
Oh, I was just out today.
You need to wait until October. So, and it's really wonderful because the Lions Club is going to be at Sycamore Park District as well that weekend promoting pumpkins. So you can go check out the Lions Club and see the pumpkins at the band shell, and then you can cross the street and go up to the new Sycamore.
Sport complex.
Thank you, Eric.
Yeah, you're quite welcome.
And go buy a mattress and a pillow, whatever your needs are.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it sounds like Music Boosters are in capable hands. I'm sure you would welcome more hands. So
Always.
maybe a little plug to the audience and to the community to say the nonprofits and the volunteer groups such as the Boosters are always looking for members, are always looking for people to wrap up. Kara, I can't thank you enough for coming in.
Thank you.
This has
Thank
just
you
been
so much.
fantastic.
Thanks, Eric.
And thank you for everything you do for the District 427.
Thank you.
And now, speaking of our music department, I am very pleased to introduce our next performance from the Sycamore High School Orchestra, another fantastic unit that is running through the school under the direction of Ken Tanaki. So sit back and enjoy the Sycamore High School Orchestra.
Hi, my name's Ken Tanaki, and I'm the teacher for the Sycamore High School Orchestra. And behind me are members of the Sycamore High School Orchestra. We're here to play for you at the Take Root fundraiser, and we're honored for this privilege. We hope you have a great time tonight, and thank you so much for your contributions. It means a lot to us.
What a beautiful performance. As a former music student myself, I especially appreciate the support that the music boosters were able to provide. Thanks so much to the Sycamore High School Orchestra for that performance, and thank you especially to Mr. Kentanaki. I'm joined now by Mrs. Laura Gilmore, who is our current board of the Sycamore Education Foundation. Welcome.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for stopping by. This will be your 7th year within the SEF board. So can you tell us a little bit maybe why you're so passionate about education in Sycamore?
Well, I absolutely love Sycamore. It has such a special place in my heart, and as a parent, you want a strong educational program. And as a teacher myself, I love the way that Sycamore runs their educational program. And when I was invited to be on and came on, it was a wonderful time to see what we were able to give back to the teachers who make the programming so awesome for the students. It's fun to see how excited the teachers are, but also their students when we award grants and they get the things that they need to make their programming all the more special for the students. So I think it's the enthusiasm from the teachers, but the excitement from the students from the grants that we're able to award.
It's very true. Yeah. So for those tuning in that maybe don't know, can you tell us a little bit about the Sycamore Education Foundation and what it is that the organization does?
Well, up for the first 35 years, it was a completely volunteer-run board. But then we were fortunate in evolving to making it the best education foundation we could. We were so fortunate to be able to hire our first executive director, you, and that was just an added bonus because you have done, it's hard to believe that you've only been in the position a year because you have added so much to the educational foundation. You've come in, you've felt how we run, and then you've just made all the suggestions that have just made it such a great program.
Thank you. I so appreciate that, and it's easy to be passionate about education in Sycamore. So as chair, what are some of your goals for the foundation?
Well, I have pretty simple goals. I want to see what we're putting in place now be able to continue. So it's important that with hiring the first paid position that we are able to also support that and keep that going while at the same time providing the grants for the teachers. And that's probably my top thing that I'd like to see continue with SEF. It seems simple, but it takes a lot of work and some creative ways of doing things. And so that's what I'd really like to see happen. Keep you in the position you're in, but also support our teachers and students through the grants.
Absolutely, a very crucial goal of that. So why should someone consider supporting SEF and our schools then?
Well, really, every child that attends Sycamore School can potentially receive the benefits of the grants. We have provided grants to teachers in all the buildings, in all the programs. The teachers can submit grants individually as part of a grade level or department or entire buildings. And so when people support us, then we're able to give back to every level of the schools, and their children will all reap the benefits, and our community will benefit from it as well because the students that are strong academically will give back to the community as well.
You know, I think it's so important that you touched on that. It's really about the students tonight and supporting Sycamore's future and making sure that they have access to the best educational resources possible. So thank you so much for joining us and speaking with me and supporting Virtual Take Root this year.
Thanks for all you did to make it happen.
With the help of our donors, the Sycamore Education Foundation was able to provide over $35,000 in grant funding to support educational programs throughout our schools just last year. Let's take a look at another one of those grants that was made possible by SEF donors.
Hi, We're from West Elementary, and we feel like it's Christmas morning here. Is it Christmas morning? Yes, thanks to SEF for granting our Makerspace grant.
Our plan for this now is to move forward when our students get back to school and have a makerspace room, but also allow teachers to take these into their own classroom. You can see by the bins, they could easily be moved, as well as all the boxes could easily be moved into their own classroom. So we can have our makerspace room where classrooms come to that, or we can also take these to our own classroom. And the reason why we wanted to move forward with our STEM or Makerspace Lab is because it helps so many students. Us teachers here, we've got to try these out in our classroom, and we've seen some of our students that really struggle every day just shine with this. So we know with the engagement, the social piece, and just allowing kids creativity, it's gonna be amazing. A huge shout out to all of you, and thank you so much beyond words.
Thank you, SEF!
We hope that you're enjoying tonight's virtual Take Root. Thanks so much for tuning in and supporting the Sycamore Education Foundation and Sycamore Community School District 427. So we're about halfway through the program. Eric and Todd, what are your thoughts tonight?
I think it's been going great. Everything's just been running very smoothly, I feel like. No hiccups so far.
Yeah.
So that's good.
I thought the company men were beautiful and svelte and very in key.
Yeah.
And I have an autograph on my back
Yes,
now.
yes, thank you. Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Shameless plug. I think the event tonight is better than we expected, beyond what we expected. We rehearsed this and put it all together with the help of the incredible SpartanTV team, which you cannot see here, but they are running like mad to make this happen. But we're having a blast. For those of you who are at home and can't see behind the scenes, there's a lot of laughter. There's a lot of excited people here. So beyond what I was expecting,
Yeah.
it's a fun thing to do.
And the food was fantastic. I was able to eat before I came over, and I had some ribs. So thank you, Diane from Tom and Jerry's. It was excellent.
She donates every year for us.
Yeah,
She's
awesome.
4 years running. She's done our events like this and does the catering for it, and we always get rave reviews. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So thank you, Diane. You do wonderful food.
Absolutely.
All right. A reminder that our online silent auction is going on now, and you can participate by visiting www.takeroot.live. Bidding ends at 10 p.m. though, so you'll want to make sure to get your bids in plenty of time. I also want to give another shout out to tonight's sponsors, because without their support, this event would not be possible. Our presenting sponsor tonight is Ideal Industries. Our corporate sponsors are Brian Bemis Automotive Group, Country Financial Mike Shipley, and Shelley's Gaming and Lounge. Our supporting sponsors are American Realty, Banner Up Signs, Charlie's Video Gaming, Crum Halstead Agency Inc., Curtis Barcinka Orthodontics, Dayton Farms, JRH Construction Corp., Office Hours, Resource Bank, Sauber Manufacturing Company, Swedberg Electric, the Law Office of Riley and Onken PC, and the Suter Company. Thank you again to our sponsors. Now I know for this next performance, there's many of you out there that are very excited for this one. I am myself as a huge country fan, so let's give it up for Kyle and Courtney of Backcountry Roads.
Hey guys, we're Backcountry Roads. We are happy to be here playing some songs for the Sycamore Education Foundation. We live in Sycamore, love Sycamore, and we're happy to do this. We're going to start with a cover song. We'll get into some of our originals here eventually.
There's a long black train coming down the line, feeding off the souls that are lost and blind. Real self-sin, only evil remains. Watch out, brother, for that long black train. Look to the heavens, you sky. You can find redemption staring back into your eyes. There is protection and there's peace the same. Burning your ticket for that long black train. 'Cause you know there's victory in the Lord, I say. There's victory in the Lord. Cling to the Father and His holy name, and don't go riding on that long black train. There's an engineer on that long black train, making you wonder if the ride is worth the pain. It's just waiting on your heart to say, let me ride on that long black train. But you know there's victory in the Lord, I say. There's victory in the Lord. Cling to the Father and His holy name, and don't go riding on that long black train. I can hear the whistle from a mile away. It sounds so good, but I must stay away. That train is a beauty, making everybody stare. But its only destination is the middle of nowhere. But you know there's victory in the Lord, I say. There's victory in the Lord. Cling to the Father and His holy name, and don't go riding on that long black train. Watch out, brother, for that long black train. That devil's driving that long black train.
Now just please tell me that you got chickens in the background at the end of that, because that would be so
That was so perfect.
That would be so perfect.
I heard like a little dog bark and then the chickens. That was perfect.
It's not crickets, it's chickens, right?
Yeah. Hey, once again, we are Kyle and Courtney from Backcountry Roads. We are the unplugged version. We don't have the full band, as you can see with us. We're going to do a song that we wrote. This one is called Chasin' Dixie.
We're hoping to get some of the Dayton Farms chickens in the background of this one too. 65 about a mile outside of Kentucky. Stop for gas, couple snacks, grab a Monster and coffee. GPS is 203. Baby, that don't matter to me. All I really need is you and me. 'Cause
I'm chasing Dixie.
just trying to slow her down.
I'm chasing Dixie.
Hoping we might settle down.
I'm chasing Dixie.
Boy, you know what, I'm turning around just to let my mind be free. All I know is I'm chasing Dixie. Cruising fast, miles past, got the radio blasting. Southbound, it's my kind of town, my heart's pounding. sign says Tennessee. This is where I wanna be. All I really need is you and me. 'Cause
I'm chasing Dixie.
she's trying to slow her down,
I'm chasing Dixie.
hoping we might settle down.
I'm chasing Dixie.
Boy, you know what, I'm turning around just to let my mind be free. All I know is I'm chasing Dixie. Southbound's where I wanna be. Yeah, it feels like calling me, yeah.
I'm chasing Dixie.
Just trying to slow her down,
I'm chasing Dixie.
hoping we might settle down.
I'm chasing Dixie.
Boy, you know what, I'm turning around just to let my mind be free. Yeah, it feels like home to me. All I know is I'm chasing Dixie. Never slowing down. I'm chasing Dixie. Never slowing down. Hey everybody, we're Backcountry Roads. We're here playing some tunes for the Sycamore Education Foundation out here at Dayton Farms. We got another cover song for you here.
He had a southern draw like a red bull hound. And every song he sang was my favorite sound. He'd be the last one off if the ship went down. The kind of man it feels good to be around. The kind of man it feels good to be around. He had hair as white as a cotton field. And he could spin you a story like a wagon wheel. He never went nowhere without a ride and a reel. Lord, I miss that man, and I always will. I miss that man, and I always will. He did the one down like an old screen door. He taught me how to hunt and I love the Lord. You carry a Bible and a 44, and they just don't wake up like that no more. He said, take what you have and do the best you can. The best thing you'll ever own is a piece of land. All he do is like a back of his head. He was something else, my old man. He was something else, my old man. He'd sit through one night like an old screen door. He taught me how to hunt and how to love the Lord. He carried a Bible and a 44, and they just don't wake up like that no more. I saw him strong as thing every chance he could, and then he left it to me like like you said you would. And if you ask me why it sounds so good, it's 'cause I'm holding more than strings and wood. I'm holding more than strings and wood. He'd see it through my life like an old screen door. He taught me how to hunt and how to love the Lord. And he carried a Bible and 44. And they just don't wake up like that no more.
And that, my virtual friends, is some beautiful music. That voice, that band, they are a local treasure, so thank you, Backcountry Roads. We had a great time. For those of you who missed the joke after the first tune, we were in a barn and the chickens started squawking. It gave us all a good laugh. So thank you again, Backcountry Roads. And now a brief word from one of our corporate sponsors, Brian Bemis Automotive Group.
Hi, my name is Jacob Pizzuto. I'm a sales consultant for Brian Bemis Automotive Group. The Bemis family have been serving the Sycamore community since 1984, and our family has grown to include 10 of the biggest manufacturers in the automotive industry. We are very pleased to be a corporate sponsor for the Virtual Take Route program, a program benefiting the Sycamore Education Foundation and Sycamore Schools. We hope you enjoyed tonight's events. Go Spartans!
I'm Tim Carlson, principal of Sycamore High School. I've been fortunate enough to be a part of the district for 29 years, both as a teacher and as an administrator. And I've been really fortunate to watch the growth of SEF through the years and the impact it's had on our high school. Specifically, it's helped all curriculums in the high school. An example is what it's done here for SpartanTV to give our kids these unique opportunities to progress in life and to have opportunities to help them when they leave Sycamore High School to gain scholarship opportunities in college. But again, we're very, very fortunate to have people willing to donate and to help our students in ways that the school district alone could not. So thank you for all your support with SEF.
Thank you, Principal Carlson, and again, thank you for everything you do for the high school and for the district. So speaking of Sycamore High School, it is now my pleasure to introduce our next honoree for the 2020 Sycamore High School Distinguished Alumni Award, Jeannie Malnati from the class of 1975, and a quick shout out to her mother, Bev, who is also my neighbor. So although you may know her better as Jeannie Murphy from her earlier days, Lauren Holtz, our SEF director, had the opportunity to speak with Jeannie.
I was in first grade and we lived in Arlington Heights and I loved it. And all of a sudden we were moving. We were in the car and we were moving to this little place called Sycamore I'd never been to. I so wanted friends. I remember standing at the window, like making up a song, oh, I want friends, oh, I want friends. I was just crying and I didn't want to be in Sycamore. However, that was short-lived.
Hello, Jeannie. Thank you so much for joining us today. I want to congratulate you on being a 2020 Sycamore High School Distinguished Alumni honoree. It's a pleasure to have you joining us here today.
Thank you, Lauren. I'm really excited to be here to talk with you about this.
So just to kind of get started, can you tell us about your early years and maybe what life was like growing up in Sycamore?
So I attended Southeast and then junior high, the Sycamore Junior High. That was tough. Junior high were tough years. And then Sycamore High School, 4 years at Sycamore High School. And life was simple.
What maybe, or who was a Sycamore teacher that left a lasting impression on you?
You know, teachers are so influential in young children's lives. A couple I want to mention though. One was the guidance counselor at the high school, her Mrs. Wade. And she was older, and in that she was so nurturing and so loving and saw me. She would invite us, a couple of us, over to her house, and she taught us how to make banana cream pie. So that's just a nurturing, caring teacher. And then the other was in 6th grade at Southeast School. Teacher I just, like, number one, his name was Mr. Yeck. He was all about experiential learning. it wasn't about him, it was about the students and learning and experiencing life through interaction and activities. He was amazing teacher, Mr. Yuck.
So then throughout your time in Sycamore schools, what type of activities were you involved in?
I was always in Brownies, Girl Scouts, or Cadets. That was the best. I loved it. We belonged to St. Peter's Episcopal Church, and so I went to the Episcopals and was in choir, and we had 8th grade dances. That was fun. In high school, I was involved with the newspaper. I was editor of the paper, and that was a blast. I was in student council, junior high, high school. Our class is very social, and we have a lot of organizers, so we have had many reunions over the years, and I've never helped with them. And I started hearing like, okay, Murph, like your turn. And so the president of the class, Michael Burkhart, called me one day and for our 40th reunion and said, it's time that we step up in leadership. So Michael and I put that weekend together, Pumpkin Fest weekend, and it was wonderful. And those are relationships that have kept in contact, and because it was just so deep and wonderful.
Absolutely.
The relationships made.
Those Spartan alumni connections are huge, and just the ability to keep in touch and see where people are in their lives. And I did have the opportunity to look through the 1975 yearbook, and I also saw you were the homecoming queen. So I'm sure that had to be a good memory as well.
Yep, and with Walter Anderson as the king, that was great.
So now that we know all about your life here in Sycamore, after graduation, where did life take you?
When I graduated high school, I went to Indiana University in Bloomington. I went there actually as a journalism major. I was editor of the paper my senior year at Sycamore High School. And so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be, going to journalism. Well, halfway through the first semester, I'm like, oh my gosh, that was like fun and games compared to real journalism. No, I don't wanna do that. And so I became a Parks and Recreation major. And then I got married right out of college. I met my husband at a wedding, and we fell in love, and 6 months later we were married and had 3 children. And this is an interesting story. There was in the middle 90s, there was a school bus that went on a field trip from Sycamore to the airport. I remember sitting on my bed and hearing this, and a school bus, and kids were lined up, and an old man plowed through the kids. And I remember hearing that, and I'm like, where are my kids? Not that they'd be there, but you just automatically, where are my kids? And then I heard them say Sycamore, Illinois, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I heard them say Southeast School, which really hit home. And I remember them saying, they're calling people to come and help with the teachers and the parents because one of the little kids had died. And then I heard him say they're calling professional social workers to come. And I was like, well, that's not me. And really, that was a moment where, in that moment, I decided to go back to school. I went to Loyola and got my master's in social work to help people.
If you could share some advice for future Sycamore graduates, what would you tell them?
I remember when I was there, it was like, oh, Sycamore's so small, or there's nothing to do here. There's so much to do there if you choose to participate. And there is a big world out there, and you'll get to, enjoy that big world. But for now, it's be here now, identify the uniqueness of yourself, go for it in life, be kind, be with friends, and ask for help. Someone needs help with stuff going on, reach out, because Sycamore is that kind of town. It's friendly, it's warm, people want to help, they want to surround you. One other story I'd love to talk about, if it's okay, is the Spreading Hearts. We have 3 children. They're all married. We just had our 4th grandchild, so that's very exciting. But when my youngest, Melissa, was a senior in college, she went to South Africa, and I had hid this little heart in her suitcase before she left, and she called one night and said, I lost my heart, and it was a really big deal. My oldest daughter and I were going over there to South Africa to see Melissa. And I'd thrown this little bag of hearts in my suitcase. I didn't know why. I love hearts. And on the way over in the airplane, I got this idea that, just like with my girls, that when we saw someone who maybe need a little extra love or appreciate someone, I said to the girls, how about if we give these little pewter hearts out? And so Spreading Hearts was born, and there's over 35,000 hearts that have been spread around the world by hundreds of heart spreaders, we call them. And it's little acts of kindness.
What an incredible movement, and how many people that it's really touched and impacted. I love the message behind that.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. I think that would be another thing I would want to share with graduates, is if you get an idea and you know in your gut it's for you, go for it. As silly as it sounds, I think we all have things that we're to do in this world, and to pay attention, to be here now and to pay attention for, what's yours to do. And I know the Spreading Hearts was one of mine to do.
What does the Sycamore High School Distinguished Alumni Award mean to you, Jeannie?
I feel very honored. The person who nominated me, I feel seen by that person. I know who it is, and I don't know, being honored it just feels so good. I've heard so many from so many people, my classmates, and congratulating me, and it has nothing to do with my husband. It doesn't have to do with Malnati. This is like me, Murphy, and that feels pretty good.
Jeannie, thank you so much for joining us today. It was a pleasure getting to speak with you, and again, congratulations on being an honoree for the 2020 Sycamore High School Distinguished Alumni Award.
Thank you so much. Really, really wonderful talking to you.
Wow, what a great interview. Congratulations, Jeannie, on being awarded that honor. I would like to now welcome Jim Dumont, Sycamore Sports Boosters President. Jim, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me, Todd.
So, can you tell us a little bit about the Sycamore Sports Boosters?
Oh, absolutely. So we're a nonprofit. Our mission is solely for charitable purposes for student athletes around the school district. We give back probably about $70,000 a year, plus a grant project and some scholarships.
Wow, that's fantastic. Can you tell us about some of the work you've done for the sports?
Oh, sure. Some of the stuff that we're giving back is equipment, uniforms, the MPV multi-purpose video boards were purchased by Sports Boosters. I mentioned grant project a couple seconds ago. So every year we take on a grant project for something needed around the district. Last year was the new scoreboards in the middle school main gym. Year before that was softball fencing. We've done the bus shelter out here at the athletic entrance, soccer field scoreboard. This year we're working on new signage around the school.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, it's been nice to see the new big scoreboards all over the place. It was time to get them replaced, so those are pretty awesome now. Yeah. The kids love them for sure. In regards to the pandemic, what challenges has the Sports Boosters faced?
I think just like everybody else, we've lost a lot of fundraisers. We lost our For the Love of the Game event, our Spartan golf outing, and then just last week would have been the first national challenge at NIU. So
yeah,
it's been a little bit tough. So
yeah, well, it'll get better. And although you do have some great masks that the Sports Booster sells, correct?
Oh, absolutely. So Hy-Vee been very generous sponsor for us. So they're our exclusive retailer of the masks. So anybody looking for a mask, head over there and get them. Next week we should have some gaiters there too for them.
Oh, cool. Yeah, they're very comfortable. I enjoy mine, so appreciate that. So how can people best support the Sycamore Sports Boosters right now to benefit the athletic programs?
I think like every nonprofit, you're always looking for help. So if somebody's looking to learn about boosters, actually tomorrow we have our monthly meeting. Okay. We'll be out here at the high school on the football bleachers, weather permitting. Yeah. If it's rainy, we'll bring it inside, but they can come down and learn a little bit more about us, see how they can help out. Tomorrow is one of my favorite meetings. It's one of the 3 meetings we have throughout the year where we bring the in-season athletes and coaches in. So tomorrow we're going to have we'll have tennis and who else do we got going right now? Tennis, golf, cross country, and swimming there tomorrow.
Okay, great. Is there a website that's a good one for people to go onto?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're also doing some yard signs for the different sports. People can learn about that just on our Facebook page, Sycamore Sports Booster. And then we're doing our annual membership drive. And for that, you can actually just go to our website, which is sycamoresportsboosters.com, and you can go on there and just do a new membership. You can do that for as little as $25.
All right, super. Well, thanks so much for joining us. We greatly appreciate all you do for the District 427 Athletic Department. We know it has a great impact on our student athletes. In fact, we have a quick message from a Sycamore High School football alum. Do you happen to remember Ben Neiman?
That name rings a bell. Just saw him the other night playing.
That's right. He's from the Kansas City Chiefs. They just won the game last night, and here's a message from Sycamore High School alum Ben Neiman.
Hi, I'm Ben Neiman, linebacker for the Kansas City Chiefs and Super Bowl champion. I'm a Sycamore graduate from the class of 2014, and I have a lot of great memories and friendships that I look back on very fondly from my time at Sycamore High School. I appreciate you guys tuning in tonight to the Take Root event for the Sycamore Education Foundation and the Sycamore School District. Go Spartans!
Thank you, Ben. Always great to hear from a Sycamore alumni, especially one who has gone as far as they can in a certain sport like you have. But I will say, go Bears. Now let's hear a brief word from the Sycamore Middle School principal, Jim Clavin. Jim, take it away.
Hi, I'm Jim Clavin, principal of Sycamore Middle School. Thank you for tuning in tonight to our virtual Take Root to support the Sycamore Education Foundation and Sycamore Schools. I'd like to shout out to my awesome staff at Sycamore Middle School for the great job they've been doing this year. And I also want to thank SEF for all the items they've given us over the years, like books, like technology, and some flexible seating, just to name a few. So I hope you have a great time tonight, and go Spartans!
Yeah, I like squirrels myself. It's kind of cool. What I want to know though is where did you get this medal? Oh, thank you, Jim. We appreciate the hard work you're doing for the middle school. It's about time we check back in on our own Joe McCormick Bob Ross painting. So let's go see how he's doing.
Welcome back, friends, to our episode of The Joy of Painting. We've got our sky and a couple of happy clouds, and we've got a nice little ocean lake. Now it's time for some mountains. Now we need to be brave. You have to decide what we're going to do here. We got ourselves some browns, dark brown, light brown, a little bit of touch of black, just a touch of green. Mix that up, load that knife, and now we're gonna, I think, right about here. Just push hard and press down on that knife. Does it matter where you want that mountain? Can you hear how much pressure I'm actually applying? You should hear it scrape on the canvas. And let's run that down here like that. Maybe a little guy right here. Go ahead and scrape that. Get that excess paint off. There we go. Now we're going to take our 1-inch brush. And now we're going to just pull down from each side of the mountain. Pull down nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. We're going to let this stay kind of grayish misty. That's going to separate our different planes. And let's pull you down here too. On this side we're going to come up just a bit. And then nice and soft here. There we go. All right. Now with a little bit of white and just a touch of blue, get some highlights in here. We're just gonna ever so gently let it come across. Let it come across. Nice. Snow-capped mountains out west. A little trivia, you know, Bob Ross did live in Alaska, was a self-taught artist, was actually a Marine first, and his soft, soothing voice he developed because he was tired of his drill sergeant voice from his days in the Marines. So in this time, I thought a nice soothing painting would do us all a little good. Got ourselves a little shadow on the back side of the mountains with some blues. There we go. Our happy little mountains. Coming up next, we'll be doing some happy trees. I'll see you in a little bit.
Well, thanks, Bob. Joe. That painting is coming along very nicely. Now, I'm pleased to introduce our next performance by E. Norm and Us. Enjoy.
Welcome, everybody. Glad to be here for the SEF fundraiser. We're all in this together. We are E. Norm and Us. Happy to be here today. Well, I had just got out from the county prison, going 90 days with non-support. Tried to find me an executive position, but no matter how smooth I talked, he didn't listen to the fact that I was a genius. Man said we got all that we can use. Now I got them steadily pressing low down, mind messing, working at the car wash blue. Well, I shouldn't be sitting in an air-conditioned office with a swivel chair, talking some trash to the secretary, saying, hey now mama, come on over here. But now I'm stuck here rubbing these fenders with a rag and walking home in soggy old shoes, with them steadily pressing low down, mind messing, working at the car wash blue. You know, a man of my ability, he should be smoking on a big cigar. Until I get myself straight, I guess I'll just have to wait with my rubber suit and rubbing these cars. Well, all I can do is shake my head. You might not believe that it's true. But walking down the scene of Niagara Falls is an undiscovered hour of you. So baby, don't expect to see me with no double martini or in a high-rise society. I got them steadily pressing low down, mind messing, working at the car wash blues. Woo! Yeah. So baby, I don't expect to see me with no double martini or in a high-rise society. I've got them steadily pressing low down, mind messing, working at the car wash blue. You know I got them steadily pressing low down, mind messing, working at the car wash blue. track. You could have an aeroplane flying if you bring your blue sky back. All you do is call me. I'll be anything you need. You could have a big dipper going up and down all around the bend. You could have a bumper car bumping. There's amusement never ends. I wanna be a sledgehammer. Why don't you call my name? Oh, I'm your sledgehammer. This can be my testimony. Show me around your fruit cage, 'cause I'll be your honeybee. Open up your fruit cage, 'cause that fruit's as sweet as can be. I wanna be a sledgehammer. Why don't you call my name? Oh, I'm your sledgehammer. Be my testimony. Oh, I'm your sledgehammer. With your mind at rest, I wanna be a sledgehammer. Let there be no doubt about it. Sledgehammer. Get ready. I kick the habit, kick the habit. Shed my skin. This is the new stuff. I go dancing in. Won't you show for me? I will show for you. Won't you show for me? I will show for you. Come on, help me through. Come on, help me through. Oh, feel the power. Feel the power. Oh, feel in the rhythm. Feel in the rhythm. Feel the power. Feel the power. Face, I can't forget the time or place which we've just met. She's just the girl for me. I want all the world to see we've met. Had it been another day, I might look the other way. I have never been aware. As it is, I'll dream of her tonight. Falling, yes, I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again. I have never known the like of this. I've been alone and I have missed things and kept out of sight. Other girls are never quite like this. Falling, yes, I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again. Woo! Face I can't forget, the type of place where we just met. It's just the girl for me. I want all the world to see we've met. Falling, yes I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again. Falling, yes I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again. Oh, falling, yes I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again. Ever since I was a young boy, I played the silver ball. From Seoul down to Brighton, I must have played them all. But I ain't seen nothing like him, any amusement hall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. He stands like a statue, comes part of the machine. Feeling all the bumpers, always playing clean. Plays with intuition, the digit counters fall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. He's a pinball wizard, has to be a twist. A pinball wizard's got such a supple wrist. How do you think he does it? I don't know. What makes him so good? He ain't got no distractions, can't hear no buttons or bells. Don't see no lights flashing, plays by sense of smell. Always gets a replay, never tilts at all. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. I thought I was a bally table king, but I just handed my pinball crown to him. Even on my favorite table, he can't beat my best. His disciples lead him in, and he just does the rest. He's got crazy flipper fingers, never seen him fall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays me pinball.
We're always impressed by the musical talent showcased at Take Root, and this year is no different. Thank you, E. Norman Us. Now, let's check in with another elementary school principal. Here's a brief word from Greg Wesley, Sycamore Prairie Elementary Principal.
Hello, Sycamore Education Foundation supporters. My name is Craig Wesley. I'm the principal of South Prairie Elementary School. Just want to take a few minutes to say hello today, do a couple of shout outs. Shout out to our South Prairie teachers and staff. They've been working incredibly hard during this remote learning experience. We've had a ton of challenges, but our staff is doing amazing. I also want to do a shout out to our families who have been super supportive during this remote learning, providing us feedback and really sharing their thoughts as we navigate these uncertain times. The Sycamore Education Foundation has been super supportive of South Prairie over the years. Some of the grants that have recently come through were Chromebooks, one class set that's being used quite often right now. We also had some bicycles and tricycles for early childhood students. Those aren't being used right now, but there was a super awesome grant from a few years ago. And then most recently, we had some books on diversity that were granted to a third grade classroom. Hopefully, we'll be using those sometime soon. Our PTO is a big supporter of the Sycamore Education Foundation. So this year, our PTO donated a gift certificate to the Sycamore Park District Golf Course. That amount is for $176. That's the amount for a foursome to golf with carts on a Saturday afternoon if you want to go. If you'd prefer to use that $176 another way, like multiple walking 18 holes, you could definitely do that as well. Golf is one of my favorite hobbies, so I was really grateful when our PTO decided to donate that. So again, thank you for supporting Sycamore Education Foundation. I hope you have a fantastic evening. Bye, guys.
Thank you, Craig, and thank you for to the South Prairie PTO for that great silent auction item. It's now my pleasure to introduce our final honoree for the 2020 Sycamore High School Distinguished Alumni Award, Dr. James McCarter from the class of 1985.
Rose-colored glasses after so many years, but I have just very nice memories of that time, a very close-knit family, many good friends. It was in many ways kind of, small town America.
Dr. McCarter, thank you so much for joining me today. I want to congratulate you on being honored with the 2020 Sycamore High School Distinguished Alumni Award.
Thank you, Lauren.
Absolutely. So let's just go on and dive in. Can you tell us a little bit about your early years and what life was like growing up in Sycamore?
I lived in Sycamore from 1973 to 1985, so was there for the whole kind of K through 12 time frame of my education. And so, I have just very nice memories of that time, very close-knit family, many good friends. It was in many ways kind of, small town America. We drove into Chicago for the weekends a lot of the time to see family and visit the sites, but it still felt like it had that distance. It didn't feel like it was part of the suburbs at that time.
And when you were back in elementary, what schools did you attend during your time?
Yeah, I went to Southeast School. I grew up on Salmonock Street, so about 3 blocks. We used to walk to school over to there. And then for junior high, I was at the old junior high that used to be on State Street. And then it actually moved while I was in the junior high and then went to Sycamore High School. I was very active, particularly in sports. I played basketball starting in elementary school all the way through high school. Eventually we added a soccer team. That was new when I was a junior in high school, a newly created team. I played viola in the orchestra. I was in drama and had a lot of great friendships. I think that of my friendships, those were the strongest from kind of creating plays together. And it was also just a great aid in terms of being comfortable with public speaking. I was in what we call the Junior Engineering Technical Society, which was kind of a science club. I'm not sure that's still around, but that just in terms of kind of interest in the sciences. And yeah, but kind of a lot of activity.
Throughout your time at Sycamore, is there a teacher maybe that stood out to you in your mind that left a lasting impression?
Well, I could mention so many, but I'll mention 2 teachers. Ron Johnson, who passed away in 2018, was probably the most influential teacher in my life. And I had him for freshman biology and then as a senior in advanced biology. And I went on to a career in the biological sciences and medicine. And so Ron was just so supportive in terms of teaching the principles of biology, but also just encouraging me to pursue the sciences as a career. And then Sheila Munter was an amazing English teacher and very rigorous about writing and work ethic, and never allow you to kind of put in anything other than excellent work.
So then after graduation in high school, and you touched on this, where exactly did life take you?
I studied biology at Princeton for 4 years and then moved to St. Louis and have lived here ever since for about 30 years now. I came here to do an MD and a PhD at Washington University and have stayed affiliated. So I did my postdoctoral fellowship there, and I'm currently an adjunct professor of genetics, and so I've kept that academic affiliation for many years. But for 20 years, I've worked in the biotech industry and in other aspects of the healthcare industry. And so I started a biotech company, ran that for 12 years, had a number of products come out of that, sold the company, did corporate venture capital for a little while, and then jumped back into another startup called Virta Health, which was really important in terms of showing that with nutrition and remote care, you can actually help people to reverse their type 2 diabetes. And so that's probably the most, I think, significant thing I've ever done and career-wise. And then currently I'm working with Abbott Laboratories on another aspect of remote care, and that is wearable sensors, not only measuring glucose, but measuring other molecules that can help people monitor their health from minute to minute.
Wow, that is so interesting. So just in receiving this award, what does receiving the Sycamore High School Distinguished Alumni Award mean to you?
I'd just like to thank everybody who has been so supportive of me over my life and my career. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention my wife, Rosalie Trong, who's also a physician who I met in medical school, and our two wonderful kids, Ernest and Alex, who now teenagers. I really appreciate the recognition and the chance to talk a little bit about the work that we've done in the area of metabolic health and helping people with diabetes restore their health and how important that is. And also that it's really a shared recognition. I went back and looked at the scientific papers that I've published over the last few decades, and I've had 211 co-authors on those papers. And so it's really a matter of putting together great teams and co-workers as opposed to anybody achieving anything by themselves. But in much the way that you come together to produce a play, it doesn't last. The people come together, they accomplish something, and then people move on. And so I guess in conclusion, I would just say that there's a trite saying, but that's saying that you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And I found that to be really true. So no matter what you're doing, try to surround yourself with people that make you better and that push you in whatever you believe is important, whether it's intellectually or ethically or work ethic or humility or in service to others. Whatever you believe is important in life, surround yourself with people that help you be better.
Absolutely. Well, Dr. McCarter, it's an absolute pleasure, and I am honored to have you as a 2020 Sycamore High School Distinguished Alumni Award winner, and I look forward to getting together some point in person so that we can celebrate this fabulous award.
I hope we can. When it becomes more possible to do things together in person, that'll be wonderful.
Thank you so much, Dr. McCarter. My friend Bob and I here were standing here, and I was explaining some of the amazing work you've been doing with your career, and he's impressed. So speaking of impressed, if you've been following along in our program tonight, you know that one of our very own art teachers, Joe McCormick, has been walking us through a painting. So I think it's time to check in with Joe one last time as he completes his masterpiece.
Well, welcome back, friends. We're about ready to finish our painting here. We've got our happy clouds, some mountains. You notice I've put in a mid-ground here, and now you and I, we're gonna finish up with some happy trees. So I'm gonna load up my fan brush, and gotta decide where do we want our trees. Time to be really brave. I think right here. Just come on down. Tap, tap, tap. Then we use the side of our fan brush. And we press a little harder as we come down the tree. And the fan brush makes some really nice, natural, evergreen branches. But our buddy here, he needs a friend. So we're going to give another one right about here. And again, back and forth. Just let the brush dance. There we go. Maybe this is a really droopy branching tree, but that's okay, because he's going to have another friend right next to him. I think we'll have one right, yeah, here. He's a little older and thicker. There we go. All right. Now we need to add some highlights to these branches to give them some depth. So we're going to grab a little bit of yellow and just ever so gently on one side, tap, 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 just a little bit. We're going to have the light coming from here because it hits this side of the mountain, so it's going to hit this side of the trees. Tap, 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 tap. A little bit more yellow here. There we go. All right. Now we're going to take our 1-inch brush here. Give ourselves some bushes. Going to load up some browns and some greens, a couple more yellows. Load up so we've got a nice curved edge, and you want to push that. There's a bush. And when you do that, see how the bristles, they naturally make some nice looking twigs. Really push hard into that. You can hear the bristles in hitting the canvas. I'll bring him down. Just fill in here. There we go. Let's add a little bit of greens, 2 browns. Must be California in the dry season, so let's get us some little greenery here. There we go. And like the trees, I'm going to grab some yellow and we're going to do some highlights. There we go. Beat the devil out of that guy. All right, I think we need a little winding path. I'll grab some browns. And let's see here. right about here. Oh, dirt path. It'll take us right off the canvas. There we go. Just back and forth. We're going to get smaller as it goes further away, larger as it comes towards us. All right. Thinking we need maybe a bush right here. Nice big red bush. And maybe one coming here. And let's use the edge of our knife just kind of scrape a little, give ourselves some twigs. Give ourselves a hint of a trunk coming through. There we go. Alrighty, let's little highlight here in our path where the sun is just hitting some of the rocks. And there we have it, our own little magical world. We could all use a little magic right now. I want to thank you for joining us on The Joy of Painting. Be sure to help out the SEF. It goes for a great cause. I wish you a nice night.
Thank you, Bob McCormick, Joe Ross. No, wait. Joe, fantastic job. That was a blast. It was neat to watch you do this painting over the course of the night. For those of you watching, if you love this painting as much as I do, and I may have a bid or two on this, be sure to bid on item 52 before 10 p.m. tonight. And this little baby could be yours by visiting www.takeroot.live. Now, Bob and I would like to introduce the Dreadnoughts as our final performance of the evening. They are another local band that are around a lot. They've got a great sound, great people. So take it away, Dreadnoughts, and enjoy.
Hey everybody, welcome to the pandemic. We are the Dreadnoughts. Thanks so much for asking us to do this. I'm gonna introduce the band real quick. Behind me on drums is Mr. Fred Miller. Next to him behind me is my son Michael Palmer. On bass guitar, Bobby Palmer on guitar and vocals back there. And Emily Miller right next to me here. And I'm Bob Palmer. You guys have seen us around. Thanks so much for having us do this. We're real excited to get it out to you. Once again, thanks again. We will see you very soon.
When the sun shines over there. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to believe in this living just a hard way to go. When I was a young girl, I had me a cowboy. He wasn't much to look at. He was a free rambling man. Oh, but that was a long time, and no matter how hard I tried, the years just keep rolling by like a broken down dam. Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery, and make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to believe in this living is just a hard way to go. There's flies in the kitchen, I can hear 'em buzzing, and I ain't done nothing since I woke up today. How the hell can a person go to work in the morning and come home in the evening and have nothing to say? Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery, and make me a poster of an old rodeo. And just give me one thing that I can hold on to believe in this living just a hard way to go. Well, I'm running down the road, trying to loosen my load. Got 7 women on my mind. 4 that wanna own me, 2 that wanna stone me. 1 says she's a friend of mine. Take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. Lighten up while you still can. Don't even try to understand. Just find a place to make your stand. Take it easy. And I'm standing on the corner in Winslow, Arizona. Such a fine sight to see. It's a girl, my lord, in a flatbed Ford, slowing down to have a look at me. Come on, baby.
Very nice.
The Dreadnoughts. What a way to end our lineup of performances tonight. So thank you to the Dreadnoughts for playing those tunes. And we're nearing the end of our evening. But first, it's time for our 50-50 raffle. So, Lauren, Executive Director, would you please do the honors?
Absolutely. All right, Todd, give her a spin.
All right.
No cheating.
Okay, no cheating.
So this is for $780 tonight.
Beautiful.
50% of what we brought in for the raffle. All right.
A couple more here.
Couple more. There, build up the
Thoroughly mixed.
suspense.
Well done. Okay.
All right, let's do it. All right, who will it be? All right, this is a good one. Vanessa Horn-Bafia.
Hey, class of 88. Sorry.
All right.
Love her, Vanessa.
Congratulations.
Oh, fantastic.
All righty. So this is your final reminder this evening that our online silent auction will close at 10 p.m. So be sure to submit all of your final bids. And if you do happen to win any items tonight, you'll be notified via text message upon auction close. Auction items will be available for pickup at the district's administration office at 245 West Exchange Street in Sycamore in the parking lot on Monday, September 14th from 4 to 6 and Tuesday, September 15th from 10 a.m. to noon. I also want to give one final shout out to our sponsors tonight. Our presenting sponsor is Ideal Industries. Our corporate sponsors are Brian Bemis Automotive Group, Country Financial Mike Shipley, and Shelley's Gaming and Lounge. Our supporting sponsors are American Realty, Banner Up Signs, Charlie's Video Gaming, Crum Halstead Agency Inc., Curtis Barcinko Orthodontics, Dayton Farms, JRH Construction Corp., Office Hours, Resource Bank, Sauber Manufacturing Company, Swedberg Electric, the Law Office of Riley and Onken PC, and the Suter Company.
So, thank you so much to everyone who donated, purchased pickup dinner tickets, volunteered, participated in the silent auction, raffle tickets. Everything you've done for us tonight is so appreciated, and we are so thrilled to have had this virtual event, and actually feels like it's gone pretty well, pretty smooth. I mean, I think we've had a great time here, so thank you again.
Yeah, and thanks for tuning in tonight. I know we had a lot of fun here in the SpartanTV studio. We want to give one last thank you to the district's communications office, David, Ralph, Hunter, and Alyssa, who all served on tonight's production team.
There they are.
Yay, guys!
Come on.
Thank you very much.
Amazing.
And along with Matt and Mason. I'm not sure if I said that or not, but thank you for all your hard work and for being such great partners. It was a great evening in support of Sycamore Education. Go Spartans!
Woo! Go Spartans! Good night.
Good night.